Karen than Andre, who's dead, but my father is alive, and I'm seeing him tomorrow in London. But when Peter Cecil stood up, he said that his quote, "Now that we are all completely drunk," my father wouldn't really feel quite in his element in front of so many drunks, because he doesn't drink really. He's always prided himself on apart from breakfast time, he always has champagne with his orange juice because he finds orange juice so boring without champagne. But he doesn't drink anything else till lunch except, well, he has. If you ever went to visit him at Christie's at 11 o'clock in the morning, you'd know that he was opposed to get to the Christie's coffee, which was vile. So he would always have Madeira instead of coffee. But then he wouldn't drink till lunchtime. He'd have a Bloody Mary or something for lunch, but he wouldn't have anything, maybe sherry instead. But then he'd obviously have red wine, white wine with lunch. But that's part of a meal, it's not drinking. Then he wouldn't drink at all. Well, actually, those who've been to see him at Christie's would know that at 4 in the afternoon, when we have tea in England, the Christie's tea was vile too, so he'd always have Madeira then. But otherwise, nothing till dinner time, except for gin and tonic before dinner. And then obviously wine, red wine with dinner, white wine with dinner, and he always has port after dinner. But his doctor was concerned about his heart, so his doctor wanted to make sure he had a drink every day, so my father has a cordial before going to sleep. But otherwise, actually it runs in the family. You know, I was in England once with a girlfriend before I was married. Not necessarily before, it happened to be before I was married, but visiting my grandmother, and my girlfriend, who's American, was about to have a glass of water, and my grandmother went and my girlfriend said, "What's wrong?" And my grandma said, "Don't know how people can do that." And my girlfriend said, "What?" "Water. I don't know how people can drink that." And my girlfriend said, "Well, don't you drink water?" And my grandma said, "No, I never have, never shall, I never do." And so my girlfriend said to my grandmother, "Well, what do you drink?" And my grandmother said, "Well, tea, coffee or wine." And my girlfriend then said, "What happens if you're just thirsty and want to drink?" My grandmother said, "Well, I drink gin or whiskey." But my father's 83. Sorry he couldn't be here. We'd love to have been here. But he isn't, and I'm here in his place, and I think this is a great honour. He actually probably doesn't know that this group has only been awarding it for 3 or 4 years or something, so he probably wonders why he's never received it before. Maybe people only know him now because of a billionaire's vinegar, who knows. But anyway, this is a great group, and I'm very honoured to be here with people like Terry Robarts and Dan Bogan, people that I've known since 1980, in the days of the Lloyd Flat tastings and the Lloyd Flats and I'm blanking on the others. Lou Skinner, Bippen Desai. Well, I didn't really go to, I only went to one of those, but I criticised a wine that Roden Sock brought, and I was never invited back. But today, those great tastings don't really happen because no one believes the wines are real. So, anyway, I've spoken enough. Dan spoke for longer than he should have, and but actually, Dan, I love what you write, and my father and I completely agree with you on your philosophy towards wine, and it is so reassuring that once my father's not on the scene, which he's 83, he's not going to be here as long as you are, Dan. So keep it up, keep promoting this low alcohol, which you didn't really talk about, but the anything but Chardonnay, which you did talk about, and the anti-scores, which we all hate. And I think we all agree with you, Dan, and thanks for that, and thanks for this great honour to my father. Thank you.